So you got 2,000 bucks in your pocket and you want to buy a Mac computer. What's the best computer you can buy for about 90% of the people out there? I got a little bit different approach to this, so stay tuned on it. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the channel. So this is, I promise, is going to be a short one because this is something I've talked about before. It's more for maybe new viewers. If you have $2,000 to spend and you just kind of have burning a hole in your pocket on a Mac computer, and you're in that 90% of the people, and I'll get into that in a second, what should you buy? Now, I have a kind of a, not a solution, but just kind of my opinion on what you should buy here. It's the best of both worlds, actually, and you'll spend about 2,000 bucks. I mean, give or take maybe 100 bucks or so, somewhere in that range. Recently, we all know that the 14-inch just came out, the 14-inch MacBook Pro, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and the Mac Studio. And I mean, those are all great computers, there's no doubt. If you're a creator or you need that kind of power, definitely those are the best systems you can go with. I mean, for instance, the 14-inch I think starts around 2,000 bucks or maybe a little bit less. The 16-inch is going to be, I think, 24 something, somewhere in that range. And then the Mac Studio starts at, $1999 or 2,000 bucks as well, and it's an incredibly fast system. But for 90% of the people, you're not going to use that. Plus, you need to get a good monitor for that, and that's going to cost you, anywhere from 500 to, you've seen 1,600 bucks for the Apple, displays. So at the end of the day, this is my proposal, so hear me out on this. Again, it's just going to be something that I propose, and let me know what you think about this. But if I'm 90% of those people, and let me explain what those are. So if you're somebody that just does basic business tasks on your computer, you check the mail, you check the weather, you do email, obviously, you do video chat, use Pages or Office products, things like that. All those type of things I would say fit into 90% of the people, and even people that can do basic 4K editing like myself for YouTube and stuff. I'm not doing motion pictures or anything like that. So this is what the solution's for, and it's the best of both worlds. So without further ado, I'll get into it. There's just two parts to it. It's actually a lot better because you get two different things instead of just one. So hear me out. All right, so for 2,000 bucks, what I recommend doing is number one, I'm going to show you here. Go to the Apple Refurbished and you look for the base model 24-inch iMac, right? Pick the color you want. Just get the base model. It's going to have the 8-core GPU, 7-core GPU, 8-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM. But it's going to have the fabulous 24-inch screen. You can see it there. It's beautiful. And you're going to have a bigger workspace for things like movie watching if you want to go ahead and watch videos. Also just if you do video creating, just basic stuff, it's going to be perfect for that. And overall, just doing maybe even work at home stuff, you have, a bigger screen where you can put two different pages up at once. Perfect setup. And if you go to the Apple Refurbished store, as you see here, you can get it for, under 1,200 bucks in a lot of cases, depending on when it comes in. Sometimes it's close, sometimes it's a little bit more, but sometimes they have really good sales. I've seen it for like $10.99 one time. And so you got, that's the price range you're shooting for that system. And again, 8 gigs of RAM, everyone's going to say, well, that's not enough. But again, for 90% of users, it is. You can do everything I just described and more with that. It really acts like 16 gigs, in any system. And there you go. So that's going to cost you in that 1,100 to 1,200 buck range. And then for 2,000 bucks, you get two things here. So my second thing you would buy is sitting right here. This is going to be the 2000, I guess it's the 2020, but it's the M1 MacBook Air. And the reason you buy this, again, is it's basically a mirror image of what I just showed you as far as performance. It's got the same single core, basically the same dual core. I mean, it's going to be, they're a little bit better cooling in the iMac. But long story short, this system right here has got no fans. It's a beautiful system, and you can take this with you wherever you want to go. So again, the M1 MacBook Air, or if the M2 comes out, it might be a little bit more expensive. And again, when this video is made, you might already have the M2 out MacBook Air. So get that one instead, and it's going to probably be a couple $100 bucks more, so it won't fit into that exact 2,000. But you can get these for about 800 bucks, somewhere in that range. Again, they're a little higher right now just because of supply chain issues. I actually got mine for like $7.99 or something. So you can find them out there. I think $7.49. I got a really good price on it. But you can find these really cheap. So the moral of the story is this is perfect for when you go to the coffee shop, when you leave, if you have to actually go to work, when you actually just want to take it downstairs and sit on the couch. So then you have the best of both worlds. You have your big screen iMac and you have your small screen iMac. MacBook Pro here, MacBook Air, I keep saying the wrong thing here, but you get the idea. So the MacBook Air, the M1, fast enough for 90% of the people out there. It's faster than most, like I have a bunch of Windows computers that because I'm a reviewer, and this thing is as fast as most of them, so you're not gonna run into any issues, I'm telling you, with seeing the beach ball continuously and stuff with the average user. So pick this up, pick the 24-inch iMac up, and you won't be disappointed. And you'll have about $2,000 spent, and you're going to have the same two different computers, two different options, one at home, one you can travel with for trips and everything else, for the same cost as that Mac Studio. Without the screen, you still got to buy that, or even for those other more expensive, laptops. But you just don't need it in most cases. And I can, vouch because I've tested everything, and I do a lot of video editing, and I don't, I'm not obviously extravagant and stuff like that, but I just don't need more than even 8 gigs of RAM to do these type of videos. So at the end of the day, the moral of the story is either buy both if you have the 2000 burning a hole, or just buy one. And you don't always need the best and the greatest, because that's what they're trying to get you on. They are great systems, but you just have to get what's right for you. And that's what I propose, and I'm sticking to it. So we'll talk to everybody soon. Hope everyone's doing well. Peace.